Alright folks, it's me again. Let's talk about the Shape Charge and the Eastern Ruck. Okay, these are the two newest packs to the stable that Kifaru sent me, and I'm super excited about trying both of them. I asked for these two specifically for very specific reasons. Number one, the Shape Charge, super popular, very versatile, highly flexible and usable for anything you could really think of, short of maybe carrying meat out. I don't know that I'd want to do that in this pack, but it will carry pretty much everything else, I think, and it's incredible incredible versatility for something this size. 2,050 cubic inches is the exact number off of the Kifaru website. This one is configured a little bit differently because I have the Sherman Pocket accessory, which is not part of the basic pack. I'll unclip this and show you in a minute. 2,050 cubic inches, the Shape Charge. The second one is the Eastern Ruck. Now I asked specifically for the Eastern Ruck because of its departure from a lot of what Kifaru has manufactured in the past. This almost reminds me of an old Alice pack. Because of its size, it's 2,800 cubic inches, but it has pockets sewn on to the outside here that are not detachable. They're physically sewn to the pack, and then this has the ability, another reason why I wanted this one, this has the ability to be run just the way it is as an internal frame backpack you just throw on, okay? Or it can be attached to one of the duplex frames, okay? So this gives you the day pack, summit pack, tree stand pack, lightweight, maybe say 30 pounds max-ish, 40 pounds would be pushing it, I think, but right around the 30 to 40 pound mark, day pack, and yet still have the versatility to rig onto a frame and really carry 2 or 3 times that much. Okay, so that versatility, that feature right there, just the fact that it can convert from day pack, shoulder straps, waist belt to a full external frame load hauling beast is why I wanted the Eastern Ruck. So anyway, we're going to talk about those two today. First, the Shape Charge. It's got their X-ray shoulder straps, Omni waist belt, which I'm really a fan of this style of waist belt. This is very thinly padded, and it will compress down closely to your body when you cinch it up, but it's so wide that it really actually helps carry the weight, makes the pack much more comfortable. I don't know why people have packs like this size that have nothing but a piece of nylon webbing for a waist strap. I mean, it's not even a waist strap, or it's not a waist belt. It is a strap. It's like a freaking compression strap on your hips, and it makes no sense to me because there's no load bearing or weight carrying capacity to those. This absolutely does. So shoulder straps, good waist belt, nice air mesh padded sort of back panel here, but inside there's an actual plastic frame sheet and vertical frame stays. So that allows this pack to really carry more than what you would think it would in terms of weight, and then keep it shaped very well without sagging onto your shoulders and flopping all over the place, bending at the middle at some kind of hinge point. This thing has some structure to it, which totally appreciate that. So the Sherman Pocket. So the Sherman Pocket attaches down here with these K-clips, and then side release buckles up here at the top, and you can configure these side release buckles however you want. I'm not going to go super in depth in this. Why? Because on the Kifaru Cast YouTube page, Aaron and Frank go into this in depth. So this is just kind of a quick overview. Compression strap down here at the bottom that actually feeds through these side water bottle pockets, and it attaches on the inside of the pocket. You can actually come down here and feel that K-clip in there. So these can be run in through that, or inside. They run inside this pouch and come out, which allows this pouch to be usable when you cinch down these compression straps. And then there's two more compression straps up here at the top, one on either side, that just obviously compress the top half of that pack. Okay, so I'm unbuckling these now because let's start with the main compartment. So three different zippers up here at the top, right? This front one here, small little slot pocket for your wallet or your cell phone, a pair of car keys, whatever small items go up in here. The next one is a little bit deeper of a pocket. This is the Tombstone Pocket, and I'll show that in a minute. A little bit deeper lid style pocket up here, single zipper, and then, but it does have the feature of, I don't know if you can see this, some like elastic little sleeves in here, so you can put stuff in here like a wind meter, Kestrel, maybe a rangefinder, Sterapen, other water treatment stuff, sunglass case, whatever. I mean, you guys get the point. I know I'm not speaking to first timers here probably, but anyway. So now let's get into the main compartment, the main body of the pack. This zipper, obviously I'm doing it right now, unzips all the way to the bottom of the pocket, and the whole thing lays open. It's pretty impressive. I have a shaker cup in there right now because I took that to work. But here's the interior of the pack. You got a couple, 2, 3, 4 rows of MOLLE on the against the back panel. Right behind this, pull this open. There's the frame sheet and the frame stays. Okay, so you can see those, and I would imagine if you wanted to, you could remove that shit and just run it as a soft pack. But mount whatever you need to here for organizational purposes. Everything comes with a chamber pocket. It's got a non-secured mesh sleeve that's about what, 2/3 maybe of the way up that outside panel, but it's kind of narrow. And then a zippered mesh panel here at the top, the widest part of the front of the pack. So store in there what you deem necessary. Now one of the big advantages of this thing that I'm looking forward to using it on is maybe buying some sort of a camera compartment insert that separates and secures different lenses and whatever else, and sticking it into this. And then the fact that the whole front of the pack peels open means it's easy to get to and secure stuff. So the Sherman Pocket adds quite a bit of room to the outside here. It's just a really big, large pocket here in the main part. There's a zippered mesh pocket inside that, and then a small zippered one on the outside here. One of the biggest selling points from Kifaru's description of this is the ability to unclip it like I have, drop it down, and then if you see this little sleeve here, this is designed, or the thought process was, put your rifle buttstock into that pouch, run the rifle up the center of the pack, and then secure it with compression straps. So now you can carry the rifle slung down the center of your back in a way that's a little bit more secure and more out of the way than, say, something like their gun bearer system. But I have not tried that out with my own rifles yet. That's coming probably in a couple of weeks. I'll give that a shot. So that's the shape charge, 2,050 cubic inches. Sherman Pocket adds whatever it adds, I can't remember, maybe 600-800 cubic inches, if that, maybe not even that, I don't know. Anyway, I do like though that it creates sort of this kangaroo pocket style space down here. Previously, as a rope tech for the department, I would carry a pack like this, and this would secure like my helmet, and maybe a rain gear or something that's easy to get to and whatever else. And then you can always secure this compression strap over the top of that to give it more security and containment. Shape charge, awesome little pack. Put that away. Let's talk about this Tombstone Pocket a little bit. Now, this is something I looked at thinking maybe before actually physically handling it or seeing it, thinking, well, maybe I could run this on a waist belt in order to hold a pistol. But it is a little large for a waist belt. And the pistol that I generally carry when I'm hiking around in the hills is not something that big enough that I would need a pouch like this. But for demonstration purposes, this Tombstone is outfitted with my Glock 30. Still kind of a big gun, even though it's a mid-size, compact-size pistol. But the two of the accessories are the magazine pouch, elastic holders, and then like a Velcro holster. It's just like a belt slide, okay? There's no retention to it, it just holds it. The retention is the zipper and the flap, right? But it does keep it nice and compact, just like that, and it fits nicely. And once you zip that up, there's no printing, there's no nothing, whatever. It just looks like a medical pouch to me, actually. But real good kind of adaptation of this pack. Now, there is also there's also an organizer that is made specific. It's actually called the Tombstone organizer. That will fit inside this. It looks like a little fold-up wallet. Okay, pull that tab and it unzips into this thing. Elastic loops, little pouches here, a clear plastic sleeve here to kind of hold maybe ID, a map, your license, whatever it is you want to put in there. It's large enough to hold just about anything. It's not quite big enough to hold a map. I generally like to see more rather than less when it comes to a map, but regardless, you use it for what you want. This may be a good little first aid thing too, like a quick first aid pullout. Maybe have a tourniquet in there, some hemostatic gauze, some trauma shears, stuff like that, small bandages. That might be a good thing for this as well. So Tombstone Pocket and the Tombstone organizer. So moving on here to the Eastern Ruck. This will be a little bit more in depth because the Eastern Ruck is a bigger pack. So to begin with, we have a lid. It's just a simple, nothing special, floppy little lid with a sewn-on little pocket on the outside, and that's it. Like, there's not a whole lot of structure to it other than the seam lines and the tape, the edge tape. There's nothing really though to give it structure so that it stays a specific shape, which is fine. And it is also sewn onto the back of the pack. So this back flap, there's no extension of this up like on a larger pack, right? Where you can extend those attachment points for when you start overstuffing the snow collar, the pack. You can overstuff this, but the lid's not going to go over the top of it the way it used to. All right, so anyway, drawstring on the snow collar. It's a short one, so you're not going to overstuff this too much, but it's not meant to be that. The interior has their trademark chamber pocket. This is another one like the Shape Charge. There's a plastic frame sheet in here along with two vertical frame stays. So there is some structure to this, and it's going to stand up for you. Here's these pockets I was talking about. Okay, there's two of them that are sewn onto the outside they remind me very much of M16 magazine pouches on the outside of an Alice pack or on some older schooled tactical backpack. Okay, these are deeper and larger, and if you threw some AR mags in here, they would completely disappear inside there. But you could fit a good 3, maybe 4 stacked and then one sideways. You could fit AR mags in there without any problem. You'd just be reaching into the pack or into the pouch to get them rather than having them stick out. I don't think that was the intent with this, but I can totally see this being useful to recon Marines or scout snipers or infantry guys, whomever, that may want to run this brand and stick with this brand like I do, and then make that adaptation. So there's two of those pockets here on the side, or on the top half face of the pack, and then a large zippered pouch down here on the bottom, okay, for putting larger stuff. Now, this would be a good pouch for, I don't have it out, this would be a good pouch for like a super tarp and tent stakes and the annex, which I generally run on the outside of my pack in a large belt pouch anyway. So if I needed shelter and this is the only pack I was taking, then maybe I would put that in here and then stuff the bigger stuff inside. Large pouch right there. On each side of it, right, so on the left and the right side, we have this sort of a sleeve pouch. You can see it's got elastic down on one end and side release buckles at the top that are compressible. So you can carry some bigger stuff in here, you know, without any problem. That's a 36-ounce Yeti, and there's plenty of room to spare. I don't know I can fit my half-gallon in there, but I could fit one twice this size, the 64, relatively simply in that side, these little side pouches. There's one on each side, okay? And then we have like this sort of it's this little shot cord bungee thing with a slide lock on it, or whatever the hell you call that thing, to help secure whatever it is you may have sitting in there. So the shit doesn't flop out when you trip over something or step on a rock that slides. That's going to keep it kind of from just slipping out and falling. All right, so one of those on each side. Now, in addition to that, you can see kind of a zippered cover right here. So underneath each of these little side pouch sleeves is a zippered access panel that gets you to the entire interior of the pack. So if I open up both of these on each side, right, I can stick my arm completely through that. Now, why is that useful? Well, first of all, it's access to the pack other than just through the top loading entrance. And so if something's at the bottom that I need and I know it's down there, I can go in through this side panel and get to it. Secondly, what if I have something that's kind of big and it won't, and I want to carry it that direction? I don't know. An injured dog. How about that? Throw an injured dog through. I don't know. That's kind of a wacky example. A really big turkey, a coyote. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, you guys have a need for something. Maybe this answers it. I don't know. At any rate, the pass-through ability of this makes this very versatile if you are tree stand hunting. So if you say you're up in a tree stand and you hang this thing from a little branch right next to your stand, and you need to get into this pack, well, it doesn't matter which side of the tree this thing is hanging from. You can get into the bottom of this pack or the center of this pack regardless. That's a nice little feature. And then one of the biggest advantages to this, finally, well, I'll tell you what, let me go through. There's a couple more things about this that I wanted to address. So underneath this larger outside sewn-on pouch, right, there's some Velcro access here. You pull this Velcro open, and what you can pull out now is a sewn-in version of Kifaru's Grab It. Okay? Now the Grab It is designed to kind of sling load something to the pack that is like large, oversized, that can't fit inside, whatever. You just need to lash it to the outside of the pack. So that's what this is for. It comes pre-threaded with two complete Fastex buckles with auto-locking male ends, which is huge. And these will attach to tab loops on the pack itself or on the frame. You can lash into these things and then just cinch whatever it is right up to the pack. Now, for me personally, what do I envision with this? What I envision with this is a wet pair of wading boots and maybe a rolled up pair of waders. Now, I don't want to put that inside my pack. I actually want them to be on the outside so they can drain and dry And I prefer them to be in a place where they're not going to drain into the pack. So in other words, not up here on top, which I've done before, and it hasn't been disastrous. But what if I've got a down sleeping bag in there or a down puffy jacket and I need that? Now it's getting water from the inside of my wading boots. So something like this becomes a big deal. A simple piece of fabric that I can strap something to the outside of the pack with now becomes super valuable. And because of that, I have the detachable or the separately sold version, or it's called the Grab It on their website, that I can use on any of the larger packs that I've owned. Okay, and that has been a very useful little piece of gear. Stuff that back in there, secure it with that Velcro, and now it's gone, disappeared. Back here, pop this open. So back here on the bottom of the pack towards the frame side where the frame would be, there's also a Velcroed little slot here that holds a sewn in meat shelf. Okay, so when you're running this with a framed pack, with an external frame, you can use this to attach to the frame on the bottom. It's upside down now. You attach that to the frame on the bottom, and that gives you a shelf to stack your meat in between the external frame and the pack itself. Then you pull the pack up over the top of that, secure it, lash it on there, use the compression straps, and now you've trapped like the sack of meat between the frame and the pack itself, which can be handy. I've never done anything like used it that way before, but it is a highly in-demand feature and something that, again, Kifaru, showing how they respond to customer questions and desires, they've gone to that, because traditionally they've never been a meat shelf pack, or one where you carry meat between the frame and the pack. Their philosophy has always been stuff it inside the pack, which is fine, whatever. And I can see advantages to both, but that's a personal choice, up to you. So yeah, one of the biggest advantages to this Eastern Ruck is the fact that I can run it on, this is a 24-inch duplex frame, I can run it on the frame. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the attachment stuff, quite honestly. Aaron Snyder does a way better job of explaining that on Kifaru's YouTube channel, so I would encourage you to check that out. But this is one of the main reasons why I asked for the Eastern Ruck, is the fact that I can use it with the shoulder straps and the Omni belt, just like the Shape Charge, as a standalone pack all by itself at 2,800 cubic inches. Or if I'm going out for a weekend hunt and I don't need a shit ton of space like in the Crater, I can use this on a frame and still be prepared to haul out whatever it is that I wind up killing over 2 days or 3 days. I think easily you could get 3 days worth of stuff in this pack to survive easily. At any rate, that's the duplex light frame Eastern Ruck Shape Charge Sherman Pocket, Tombstone Pocket with a blaster in it. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so I think this is getting a little bit long. I'm at about 24 minutes. So that was the Shape Charge and the Eastern Ruck and the duplex frame and some various pockets. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me. Jeff@deaddriftconsulting.com is my email. Deaddriftconsulting.com is the website. At @deaddriftconsulting_LLC is both IG and FB social media. Gonna move on to another pack, do another one. Promise it won't be 24 minutes. Thanks for hanging in there, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, dude, shoot me a question or shoot it to me, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. All right, thank you very much.